Hey, what's going on guys? John the Video Guy here, and in today's video I wanted to go over the top 5 YouTube video editing mistakes. So this is specifically for video editing. If you're looking for YouTube like mistakes just in general from a content perspective, I'm not going to be covering that, but specifically for your video editing for your YouTube videos. So I'm going to go over the top 5 that I notice when I watch YouTube videos from different YouTubers, and from most important to least important, but be sure to stick to the very end because I have a one hidden secret that I do all the time that takes my videos to the next level. But before we get into it, feel free to hit that like button. It really helps my YouTube channel out. And with that, let's get started. So probably the number one and most important aspect of any YouTube video, probably even more so important than the content itself, is the audio. You want to make sure that people can hear you and that the audio is crisp and clear. If the audio is not good, the video is not going to perform that well. I'm guilty of this as well. If you watch my earlier videos, I've struggled with the audio in the past. I've tried different microphones and I finally found one that works for me, and hopefully I'll just stick with this for a while until people complain. Can you hear me now? But you know, audio is essential. If they can't hear you, your video is not going to do well and people are going to click away. When it comes down to the production of a video, you kind of want to focus on audio first, then the lighting, and then video. And I think as creators, we kind of think backwards, where we focus on the camera first, and then the lighting, and then the audio last. But you kind of want to work in reverse order. Focus on getting crisp audio, that the lighting's good, and then the video. All right, so the second top mistake that YouTubers do in video editing is they have unreadable text. So if you have on-screen graphics, you want to really make sure that it's legible, that people can read it, that it's up against a background where it doesn't distract too much, and where the audience can really read what you put on the screen. The reason this is important is because people, when they watch something, they can only focus really on one thing at a time. So if you put something on screen, the focus is you want to make sure that they can read whatever you're putting on the screen. So say if I'm talking, I put a graphic up here, now the focus is on that graphic, not me. So you want to really make sure that that is very visible and it's clear. That way the focus goes to that, and when it's gone, it comes back to me or the subject or whatever else is in your video. So I'm going to show you an example here in Premiere Pro that I have of just a text layer over a video footage. And I'm just going to cover a few ways that you can actually work with this. So to make this text stand out more, you can add things such as shadows, like a drop shadow, for example, to really make it like pop from the background. So you can see how that added some underneath shadowing. What you can also do is kind of dim the background. So say, the background video, you can kind of make it darker. And basically what you just want to focus on is creating contrast from the text in the background in whatever way necessary. And even another thing that you can do is even blur out the footage. So if you go to your effects and you can type in blur, you can easily just add a Gaussian blur effect and then make the blurriness a little bit, probably like right there, about 68, repeat the edge pixels, and there you have it. You have a nice blurred background, but the text is in the forefront. The third mistake that YouTubers usually make is they do too many cuts, and this can be either jump cuts or just too many cuts in general, cutting from one thing to another thing. You want to kind of slow down your pace when you're video editing, unless it's like to music or something really high energy, then you can cut a lot. But in most cases and most type of videos, you want to refrain from cutting so much. And the fourth thing is audio mix, so specifically background music. So you notice in this video, I do have some light background music under my vocals, but it's really in the background. And I'm actually going to show you how to mix an audio track for the background in here in Premiere Pro. So say if we have this audio track, and this is a song, what you'd want to do is lower the amplification of it. So if you're in Premiere Pro, what you can do is just go to the track mixer, untwirl it down, go to amplify, double click, and what I usually do is go -20. That way it's under a lot of my vocals, because my vocals is around -6. And even if you want to lower this more, you could go down to -24. Each song really varies, but you know, feel free to adjust it as necessary for each song specifically or on the track that I'm doing right now. And what you can also do is add reverb. So if you go to Reverb, Studio Reverb, double click this, click the drop down, and what I usually do is pick Great Hall. And that adds a lot of echo and reverb. And what's important about this is it separates your voice, the closeness of your voice to the microphone, from the background music. So it makes the background music more in the background, essentially. It separates your vocals from the music because, you know, if you don't add reverb to it, they're both basically conflicting on the same level. And another thing you can even do is just add an EQ. So if you go to parametric equalizer, you can actually bring down, say, probably in the lows and the highs a little bit. That way your voice kind of peaks through these areas more so, and the background music is more in the background. So I hope that kind of helped show you how to limit the background music, you know, and make your voice pop a little bit better. This is a common mistake I see a lot of YouTubers make, so I hope that helped. And the fifth one, too many transitions. Now don't get me wrong, I love transitions. I use transitions a lot in different situations, but if you overuse them too much, it can be quite distracting. So just limit them. They're really great for certain situations, especially like scene changes or creative ways to get from one thing to another. Just use them sparingly and when it's pleasing to the eye, and just use your best judgment. The most common transition you'll want to use is a cut. If you watch any type of TV or different ads or commercials, TV shows or movies, you'll notice that cuts are pretty much 90% of the transitions that are used. All right, so those were the top 5 mistakes that I covered in the video. Now, the number one thing that I want to go over that will really enhance your videos is actually from the book In the Blink of an Eye by Walter Murch. I highly recommend if you're really into video editing or just film in general, this book is a solid read. You can get it at Amazon and the link down below in the video description. Feel free to check it out. It's a really good read. But one of the takeaways in the book is what he calls eye trace. And what eye trace is, it's really just being aware of where the viewer's eye is on the screen. So for example, if you cut, say if I'm cutting from a wide shot here to a close-up, so keeping a level line where my eyes are, making sure my eyes don't move or my face doesn't move from one side of the screen to the other, making sure that it's really smooth. This is really nice. It makes your edits look a lot better when you have that focus on where people are looking. So even when on B-roll shots, if something's on the right side of the screen and you switch to another shot that's on the right side of the screen, it just makes your edits a lot smoother. So this is one really nice way to make your video edits to the next level. So there you have it, guys. Those are the tips that I have to make your YouTube videos better. Feel free to like and subscribe to the channel if you like these videos, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.